So let's not even pretend like this lifestyle is all fun and games. Like, let's not even pretend like going vegan, being plant based is the best thing that ever happened. Like, I'm not even going to front. Like, I wanted to have a little fun with y'all today because I was thinking about recently the all the things I miss about not being vegan. Like, and there's a lot of things I miss about not being vegan. And so I didn't even want to front and pretend like, since I became a plant-based vegan, since I stopped eating chicken and cheese, since I gave up dairy, since I stopped eating sugar, life is just peaches and rainbows. Like, there's legit some stuff I miss about not being vegan. Like, when I was living an animal-based lifestyle, like, life was little different. Like, life was a little different. And I don't want to pretend like it's all good over here. Like, I made a post the other day where some of you guys might have seen it who follow me on Instagram or Facebook, but I made a post the other day with Kanye, right? And he was wearing like this super dope, I don't know if it's dope, but like fur based outfit. And I remember thinking like, man, I remember where I can just shop and wear what I wanted to wear. Like, I remember when I didn't have to like know what everything was made out of. Like, I remember when I used to be able to see a nice pair of leather pumps and go crazy. Now I got this whole conscious like, oh, why should I, wear certain things and allow animals to be slaughtered, just for my vanity or because I want to look a certain way. Like, now let's be clear. Me, like most of the people I coach, I didn't become a plant-based vegan necessarily for compassionate reasons, like the welfare of the animals, the environment, all of those things. However, years into being a plant-based vegan, I still started getting I did become way more conscious, right? I did become way more conscious about not just what I put in my mouth, but what I put on my body. And that goes from body care products, that goes like toothpaste, that goes lotion, soaps, oils, shower gels, hair products, but then also clothes and shoes. And so as I was kind of thinking recently about what I really miss about living an animal-based lifestyle and having an animal-based diet, I was going down this rabbit hole in my mind, and like many more things started coming to me. And I'm like, wow, I might be really missing out on some stuff. So I'm gonna break down for you guys what those things are, because it's not all good. It's not all, like, I feel the best I've ever felt, like not eating sugar, not eating dairy, not eating animal products, but it's not all good. So we're just gonna have some fun today, y'all. Like, let's not take life too serious today. Here are the 5 things that I miss about not being vegan. All right, not being vegan. The first one is peace at the dinner table. Peace at the dinner table. You have no idea how much I miss being able to eat in peace. Like, if I go out to dinner or lunch with friends and family and people who, aren't plant-based, right? We go to a restaurant that can service both of us. Everybody's it's almost like people wait for me to order first, right? Like, let me see what you're ordering. But then also they feel a certain way about what they're about to order. Like, I know any plant-based vegan can tell you, we can, like, if we had $1 for every time somebody was like, I don't really want to order this steak in front of you, I don't really want to order this burger in front of you. And it's like, why not? Right. Now, let me tell you how I used to handle this. And I'm so ashamed of it. Because I want to enjoy my portobello steak in peace. I want to enjoy my maitake mushrooms in peace. Hey, good morning, Melanie on Instagram. What's up, coach? And so I want to order my food in peace. Right. But then everybody wants to either see what you're ordering, then they might want to question you about it. Like, how does that taste? Oh, I never had tofu, or like what? Right. I miss peace at the dinner table. Like, I miss just having a real unassuming lunch that couldn't have necessarily been in the episode of First 48 with all these doggone investigative questions. How they cook that? What that do for you? Where that come from? So you're going to be full after that? Like, you eat like this all the time? Oh, that don't look that bad. Like, how about we just talk about how your life going? You know what I'm saying? And so I really miss peace at the dinner table. I do, or the lunch table, or whatever it is. And let me tell you what I used to do before we go to number 2. What I used to do when I would go out to lunch or dinner with people who were not plant-based is I would let them off the hook when they express their shame or guilt about ordering some mess when they were with me. Like, oh, I hate to eat this smothered pork chop in front of you. Like, I hate to I hate to eat this baked potato loaded with bacon bits and cheese and butter in front of you. Like, I feel horrible about this medium well done burger with the bun crisp to perfection. It's like, do you? First of all. But second of all, what I used to do when people said that is I used to be like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, eat. It's okay. It's no big deal. Now, you know where I am in my plant-based journey? Soon as they say they feel bad about eating meat or dairy in front of me, I lean into it. Now I'm like, and you should feel bad about eating something. I don't care if it was an unhealthy vegan meal. Like, if you decide to feel bad, I'm not going to make you feel bad by no means. So I'm not, listen, what they say, you pitch the tent, I'll bring the circus, right? So I'm not going to start it off. However, if you decide you feel bad about eating unhealthy in front of me, then I'm going to decide you should feel bad about eating healthy in front of me. Because if eating with me is going to be the only time you eat something halfway decent, something green, something that's not smothered or cheesy that day, then I am happy. I am happy about that and about leading the cause for that, right? So what I used to do is tell people, no, order all the mess and junk. Don't feel obligated to eat healthier because you're eating with me. And now I'm like, you don't feel obligated to eat healthier because you're eating with me? So we just not going to get the steamed broccoli is what you're saying, right? So I done changed the whole game up on y'all, because if y'all going to disrupt my peace when I'm eating, I'm disrupting your conscience, okay? So that's number one. Number two, the second thing I miss about not being vegan is eating at the airport. Now, Delta Sky Lounge, somebody tag Delta, okay? Because I'm sick of y'all. Every time I go to the airport, it really depends on what city it is. Now, I'm not gonna lie. The top two cities, the top two Delta Sky Lounges that I've been able to eat really good at is Austin, Texas, Austin's airport, and Portland, Oregon. Austin and Oregon, Delta Sky Lounge should be the model for how all Delta Sky Lounges should accommodate vegans, okay? Like, Delta Sky Lounge in Austin and Portland had like robust amount of vegan options. And I know that's representative of the culture there. Those cities are way more young, liberal, forward-thinking, way more vegan-friendly in general. And so you're gonna see that reflected in the airport. But man, when I'm leaving out of like DTW, like Atlanta, like the Delta, like, I'm like, okay, really? This is what we doing? Bananas? Okay. This and just breakfast potatoes. This is what we doing. You know. Okay. So I miss eating that. I miss having options, when I travel, and still being able to feel good, like not pressed, even on the airplane, right? Like, I miss being able to have like all your snacks gotta have sugar in them, right? I miss like not being mindful sometimes. You know how you so mindful that it almost becomes stressful? That's how I am. Like, I'm flipping over the pack of almonds, like, you sure it's just sea salt in this? Like, you just gotta be mindful all the time, whether it be the airport, conferences I go to, I gotta be mindful about everything all the time. Like yesterday, I was at a conference, I was at a class yesterday, and they brought some fruit in. And I knew, because they bought one of those fruit trays, and those trays you get from the grocery store, the market, and it has like 4 different containers and different types of fruit. And I knew it wasn't organic, and everything in me didn't want to be that person, right? And then somebody who was sitting next to me was like, oh, Lisa, I got you some fruit. And, she don't know that I prefer organic. And the people who bought the fruit didn't know I prefer organic. They wasn't buying it for me. They was buying it for everybody. And so I just ate it. You know what I mean? I just ate the banana, and then the fruit that wasn't organic. And I'm just like, whoo, my bougie side flaring up. And so I just miss being able to indulge in activities and places like that without having to think about everything. Kia said, yes, I promise you, Kia. It's a struggle. So that's number 2. Number 3, the third thing I miss about not being vegan is shopping with ease. So I got to read everything. Like, I have to read everything. So if I'm in the grocery store, I read everything before I put it in my cart. Like, if I'm shopping at the mall, if I'm at, like Target, and I'm buying household items or healthcare items, like, I read my toothpaste, I read my shower gel, like, I read everything. And I I failed recently. Let me tell you how I failed recently, because sometimes you get in those moments where you got to make a decision. So recently, I last month, well, in February, I had to do like a red carpet appearance for a film that I'm in, and I need my sister. My sister like knows makeup, right? And so I was asking my sister, like, I think I need some. I want something on my face for the red carpet. And I was like, but I don't want the thick stuff. I don't want like foundation. So I was telling her that I wanted something on my face, but something like I wanted a light beat. That's what they call it. I wanted a light beat, right? And so she was like, "Oh, you want press powder?" I was like, "Yes." Like, how can I like the press powder, right, for the red carpet? And so I was like, "What brand of makeup should I get?" And she was like, "Oh, you should definitely do Fenty, Rihanna's brand, because they are known for having a range of colors for different complexions, right?" And I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, where do I get that? She was like, go to Sephora. And they got Fenty there. Just ask somebody there. They'll show you what you and they'll also match the press powder to your complexion. I was like, okay, bet. So I go to Sephora, and man, it's so crazy how you can show up in one space and be a boss, and show up in another space and just be like a novice, know nothing, like help me. Like I walked in Sephora like, hi, like what y'all do here? Like I didn't know nothing. But you put me in a classroom or in front of a microphone on a stage, I'm a command it. But you put me in Sephora, I'm just like, take my hand and guide me, help me, right? So anyway, I asked the lady, I'm like, where's Fenty? I was like, listen, all I know is that my sister sent me here to get some press powder because I got to do this red carpet situation. And so I need to help match, right? And the lady was so nice. She's like, no problem. I'm going to help you, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I was like, oh, by the way, is Rihanna's brand, I was like, is it vegan? And she's like, no, it's not vegan. And I'm like, shoot. So I'm like, so they use animal products. Ugh. And so I was like, do you have some vegan brands that have pressed powders here in Sephora, right? And she was like, yeah. And she started pointing to a couple brands. She's like, we got this brand, we got this brand. She was like, but there was a Black girl that was helping me. So thank goodness. She was like, but the vegan brands, unfortunately, they don't have the range of colors like Rihanna has. And so in that moment, I had to make a decision. I'm like, do I use the non-vegan and get the right press powder, or do I go with the vegan brand and risk looking crazy, right? These are my confessions. I went with Riri. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did. Because I'm like, I just don't want to, like, I don't want to mess this up. My sister told me to get press powder and she told me to get mascara, right? And I'm like, I don't want to, like, I hate when I get my makeup done and they don't blend it right with my true complexion. And I'm like, so I'd rather be safe and get this. So I failed recently, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I bought Riri's brand because she had the color I want. And so that was that. So I miss shopping with ease and not being overly concerned with how everything is made, what's in stuff. Like I miss being able to just shop and not care sometimes, but now I'm just too conscious. You really can't be too woke. Like sometimes I be want to go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just gonna sleep through the shopping trip. You feel me? So that was number 3. So the fourth thing I hate about not being vegan anymore, that I miss about not being vegan, should I say, is judging health nuts. Now, judge me if you want to, right? But a couple years ago, me and my 2 closest friends, we are all 3 of us are vegan. So it makes everything easy. Like we go on this trip every year called the Fit Trip. We travel together. And when we hang out together, it's very easy because all 3 of us are plant-based vegans, right? And so we realized a couple years ago that we have become the problem. We're the problem, right? And so I misjudging health. Now you have these radical vegans who, try and shame people for continuing to eat animal products, try and shame people for wearing leather and all. Like I don't do that. It's just not my swag. I think everybody should make for them, right? I do want to educate people on, the pros and cons of both. And today I'm going over the cons of this lifestyle. Everything ain't pro, right? So there's cons to everything, just like there's pros to everything, right? But I misjudging people who's just ridiculous with it. Like, why are you doing all that? Like I remember when I used to be a personal trainer, man, I used to watch these workout videos and everything was just extreme, people who like reading everything or all this stuff they didn't eat. And now I've become that person. And so now I got to be a better person. I got to be human, and I got to be less judgmental. And it's really not that fun. It's not that fun anymore when you're now the problem. I remember me and my best friend, we went out one time, and like she didn't even know how much she irritated the group when it was time to order food. Like people used to be like, it'd be like 5 or 6 of us out to dinner. And my best friend, like she always got to edit a meal before she order it. Always like, can y'all put this on the side? Can you do this? Can you saute the onions instead of this? Can you, right? And so it's always an adjustment she has to make to the menu, right? And so it turned into a whole conversation one time where our whole friend group was out to dinner, and they're like, yeah, let's let you go first. Have you looked over the menu? Do you know what you want? Are you sure? Because she gonna need extra sauce. She gonna need the spinach instead of the kale. She gonna need, like, it's gonna be a whole adjustment. I'm like, I had a revelation, like, we're the people we used to frown at. We have become the people that we used to frown at. Like, when we used to be like, it don't take all that. Now it's like, excuse me, I have 10 requests before you, right? And so I'm even like that with my hair. Like, I'm not just like that with food. Like, I remember my natural hairstylist, like my main girl, she moved to Atlanta on me. But before she moved to Atlanta, she already knew, like, I'm bringing my own products. If I don't bring my products, I need to read yours first. It was a whole thing just to get my hair washed. And I was like, wow, you the problem now. You the problem, right? And so I misjudging other people for being a problem. I really do. I'm not gonna lie. It used to be fun, right? That's what we do. So I miss that, y'all. Here's the final thing I miss about not being vegan. And all of it is just basically about life and social life and navigating the world. But the final thing I miss about not being vegan is making new friends and dating with ease. Like, oh God, when it comes to like relationships, right? And whether it be friendships or romantic, like it used to be so much easier to me. Like you would think it would be harder to make decisions. Let's say like if you're dating, right? You would think it would be harder to make decisions based on like the big things y'all want out of life. Like, do you want kids? I want kids. Like, do you want to be married? Like, I want to be married. Like, where do you want to live? Where do I want to live? Like, are you active? Are you an outdoorsy person? Or are you more of a homebody? Like, those used to be the big things. Now, all of that is figure outable. I'm like, how you eat though? Because if you putting trash in your body every day, that's unattractive. That's literally unattractive to me. Like I've dated people who literally just ate junk, and I'm like, dang, it ain't what you do for a living. It's like, oh, we can figure that out together, right? It's not like what's your childhood trauma? It's literally like, so you just got to get up in the middle of the night every night for a sugar hit? Like really? Like you got that much? You don't like that? Like so it's so harder to make new friends or date now. Like I miss dating and making friends as a non-vegan. Because even now, like I got a couple friends in Atlanta. When I'm coming to town, I reach out to them like, yo, I'm coming to town. Let's do dinner. Let's do lunch. And they're like, okay, bet. It's this new plant-based place that came up. I'm going to make us a reservation. Like they got to make accommodate. And God bless them. Because, good people do good things. And so I've been blessed to have new friends that just are so accommodating. And I try and be accommodating too. Like try and find places that can service us both. Or what I've really been blessed with is people who don't even identify as vegan, like new friends who don't even identify as vegan, who still will go with me to a 100% plant-based restaurant and just eat that way for the sake of the fellowship and the friendship. Like, it's just like, whoa, I'm so lucky. Like, I feel so blessed. And the same thing, like in the romantic world, like people have just been so accommodating, but it is very different. It is very different now. Because I'm not compromising. Like it's crazy things I wouldn't compromise on before. I'm like, oh, that's flexible. But now I'm like, I'm not compromising on this. Like I need to be with friends or dating somebody who literally values health, like holds it as a value system in their top 5. And that doesn't mean you say it. That means you actively practice it, right? To me, your values are reflected in not what you say, but in what you do, right? So I need to know, like, oh, you work out. Like, oh, okay, you are conscious about what you eat. Like, yeah, like you don't have to necessarily be completely vegan, but you got to be super conscious, like, because what we're not about to do is be a hospice wife. Get somebody else to do it. What I'm not about to do is take care of you for something that was preventable. You got me messed up. Like I would leave so fast. I'm so proud of how quickly I would leave somebody with high blood pressure. I don't care. Judge me if you want. Like, I'm so proud of how quickly I would walk away from somebody who did it to themselves. Now, if you get sick or get diagnosed with something that was outside of your control, your girl got you. I'm pushing wheelchairs and everything. But I'm not, for something you did to yourself that was preventable, get somebody else to do it. Yeah, go ahead and get somebody else to do it. So you just chose every day not to work out. Like, you chose every day not to drink water. Like, you knew the importance of fiber and you just decided that you was good. Like, I get somebody else to do it, right? And so now that has to be in like one of those initial conversations with, and same thing with friends. Like, don't play with me because I like to travel. Don't play with me. I like to climb mountains. Like, don't play with me. I like to hike. Like, don't play with me. I like to do last minute vacations. Like you got to be fit enough to be. You got to be healthy enough to be. I'm just saying. I'm just the plant-based MD on Instagram saying hospice wife. I'm the same way. Listen, Judy, I'm not playing with them. If you ain't making health a priority, don't even try and make me a priority. Judy said, if you are not making health a priority, you're going to leave me taking care of you and die early and me be stuck taking care of the kid. Quit playing with me. It's amazing to me. Like, I am not about to be by your bedside as your kidneys fail because you would not stop eating that mess. And look, everybody get to have their preferences, right? That's mine. It is what it is. There's some other things that are super flexible, and this ain't one of them. So I really miss not being vegan, not having, these standards in this area, because I'm be honest with y'all, like, when it comes to certain things like family goals, marriage goals, lifestyle goals, entrepreneurship, all of that stuff, it's actually easier to find what you want in a person within those areas. It's actually harder to find the health piece. Like, when you're as health conscious as I am, like, I'm talking about, I'm next level health conscious. I'm not like, oh, I do pretty good. I try and eat my vegetables, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's some stuff I just don't put in my body. There's like a commitment I have to move in my body. There's a commitment I have to my mental health. Like, I meditate every day. Like, I'm big on my faith. Like, all of that contributes to my health. And so, like, those boxes have to be checked. So the health is harder. That box is harder to check than it is when it comes to like business, or when it comes to like goals for the future, or when it comes, like, you'll be surprised. Like, when health becomes your core value and you don't want to make a new friend or date somebody who doesn't prioritize that in that way, boy, that pool gets smaller and smaller. Like, ooh, I thought I just wanted an entrepreneur. Like it's easier to find a 6'4" entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying, with a beard than it is to find a vegan. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard, like, ooh, I miss not being vegan some days, y'all. I swear it's been taking a toll on me. So, but I ain't going back. You know what I mean? I'm also so grateful for my abundance mindset, because abundance mindset. Hey, Dion, what's up? Abundance mindset. Oh, exactly. Judy said, or that can occur with poor health, erectile dysfunction. Try and come over here with some erectile dysfunction and see what happens. Keep on eating the saturated fat and the cholesterol and clog that artery if you want to. Go ahead and try and see what happens. I'm talking about your head to be spinning, like with how quickly I have left the chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't play with me, y'all. I think it was last year. I can't remember when it was. And this guy, I met him in the market. I don't feel bad. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't feel bad. It's funny. But this guy, he approached me, out in the world or whatever. And like, can I get your number? Blah, blah, blah. Like the old school approach. I'm like, oh, this is a throwback. This is a throwback to me and people, right? So anyway, I was like, sure, right? So I gave him my number, right? We had a phone call. And so, listen, I ain't asking nothing about how many kids you got, what you do for a living. I'm straight up like, so you on pills for anything, or, right? And he was like, I mean, just one for high blood pressure. I ain't never wanted them to add a dial tone to a cell phone so bad so he could know I hung up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need it to just be, I need you to hear the duh. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I can't do nothing with that. Like, he started justifying it too. Like, I mean, I'm just on one. Like, like, what's the big deal? Like, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna holler at you, right? I remember him texting me like, "I'm trying to do better." Like, man, sir, it's like this is a non-negotiable for me. Like, you're not gonna enter in here with high blood pressure. That's what we're not about to do. Like, it's not attractive to me. You know what I'm saying? Dion, what you laughing at? Listen, I swear, like, get somebody else to do it. So that's what I miss about not being vegan, like the freedom to not like you. I know too much. You know what I mean? Like I unfortunately, I'm too close to this industry. I'm a health coach I'm a plant-based health coach for a living. I watch people every day. They come to me. They're 10, 15, 20 years into this diagnosis, into this medication. Now they're experiencing the side effects on managing the disease with medication. Now they're approaching a point of no return where they might not even be able to reverse it at this point or come back from it. Like I remember when my mom used to work in a prison. It's the same thing. When my mom used to work, she used to be a social worker inside of a women's prison. And I remember her coming home like all the time, like, y'all better not mess up. You can't go to jail. Like, you can't go to prison. Like, she was too close to it. So it scared her more. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing for me. So like, it is what it is. Like, I'm too close to it to know how terrible it is that I can't minimize it like you can. I can't be like, oh, it's just a few pounds. Like, nah, bro, I'm gonna need you to do something about that. Like, if I ain't got love handles, you can't have them either. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm kind of not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of not. Like, I got my preferences. And so those are the things I miss about not being vegan, just like the freedom, not knowing so much and not being so close to the situation. Y'all feel me? Let me get out of here because I'm about to tell y'all 8 more personal stories. Y'all know I don't be getting this personal, so I'm not about to be doing this with y'all today. Let me tell y'all something. You probably kind of semi enjoying life right now as a non-vegan. Okay, this is a horrible lead in to the challenge. Okay, I done told you all the things that I miss about not being vegan. Now I'm like, come take this vegan challenge. Oh well, all right, y'all gonna get this segue. So we are doing for the first time in Plant Protocol history, a 30-day plant-based salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge, y'all. So this is what's so dope. The wait list is open right now. Registration is opening on May 1st. So literally in like 2 days, depending on when you're watching this, it might already be open. But for those of y'all watching live, so registration is opening Wednesday. Y'all have no idea how excited I am about this. I've never, in like 10 years of being in business, I've never done a challenge, a vegan challenge. I'm like, what have I been thinking? And so we're going to do a 30-day plant-based salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge, right? And so I'm going to escort you through living an elevated version of a plant-based lifestyle. So it's not just taking out the animal products, but it's all about intentionally eating the plants. And you'll be surprised how many people, they take out the animal products, but they never actually eat the plant. So if you are one of those people who have kind of not adopted the lifestyle in the healthiest way possible, then you definitely want to be in this challenge. I was talking to somebody the other day. She was like, I did vegan for like 6 months, but I was a junk food vegan. I gained weight. And I'm like, oh, okay. So come over here and do it the right way. So we're doing a 30-day plant-based salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge. And I'm going to tell you who this is for. This is for people who need to go into treatment. This is for people who need to go into treatment. Like, this is for individuals who have tried to manage their health on their own. Maybe you have a diagnosis. Maybe you're on medications. Maybe you're just less than optimal, meaning you got some stomach issues going on. Maybe you have like painful periods. Maybe you got skin issues going on. Maybe chronic fatigue. You're tired all the time. Maybe you have, you got an issue with sugar or salt, in junk food. Maybe you experience some brain fog, memory loss, right? I need you to see this experience that you're going to take with us as treatment. Like, let me check in myself into somewhere for 30 days and get it together, right? This is exactly how I am going to treat this experience for you guys, because it's been a lifesaver. It's been a game changer for me. Like, I feel amazing. I wish I had the time to go down the list on just how optimal I am. And that's physically too, right? Physically, body, mentally, emotionally, health inside and out. Like, it's just it's just been a game changer. And so while there are definitely perks and things I miss about not being vegan, no doubt about it that the pros outweigh the cons, and I have zero regrets. And so I want to invite you guys to the Plant Protocol 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge. We're kicking off the challenge June 1st, but the run-up to the challenge, the prep for the challenge, starts May 1st in just a couple of days. And so for the entire month of May, myself and my team of coaches, we're going to be dripping content to you guys to help you with the preparation for this, because I know it's a heavy lift. You like, Lise, you talking about taking out meat, eggs, dairy, seafood, salt, oil, and sugar. Amen. Right? Amen. Because it's treatment. We got to be extreme in treatment. We can't be putting all that mess into our body as we're trying to heal and put some stuff in remission. Right? And so I need you guys to prep for that. So it will serve you best to get registered now. Okay. It's a free challenge. Get registered now. And so that way you will have the whole month of May to prep. So you'll be hearing from us all month long. You'll prep with us, and we'll kick off June 1st. It's going to be a phenomenal time. I'm super excited about this. Super excited because I've never done it. Coach Kiwi going to be live with us. Coach Milan, who specializes in weight loss. Plant-based health coach who specializes in chronic disease, is going to be with myself, who I specialize in everything, is going to be with like the mindset. Like, we're going deep and we're going heavy. Like, this ain't no the food, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it ain't all food, and some of y'all need some deeper level conversations. And so I'm gonna be on 10 the entire time, giving you what you need to make sure you have the mindset shift, make sure you have the nutritional and lifestyle science understanding that you need to make a significant change in your health, y'all. So click the link in the show notes, or click the link in my bio, wherever you're listening to this, to get signed up for the Plant Protocol 30-day vegan SOS free challenge with your girl and her team of coaches. Listen, I'll be back here next week, 10 a.m. EST. I'll put the next week's topic in my caption, in my bio on Instagram, and we'll schedule it here on YouTube too. We'll get that scheduled for you guys, and I'm so excited to rock with y'all. You're welcome, Melanie. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all was all up in my business today. Y'all act right now. Don't be going out telling all my business, okay? Just keep it between us, all right? And we can have a good time. Until next time, y'all. Bye.